Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Just a quick reminder that Ancient History Volume 3 is out. I put up a sale for the last 6 digital downloads. That sale will end Monday. A lot of people requested more time, but it will end on Monday. And let me just say, I understand people's frustration about these sales that I do be having. A lot of people get upset, and just like any other business, you have sales. And, for my motivation behind the sales is to just help people out as far as people who can't afford to purchase at that price or to get the last, 6 or 7 or however many videos they may have missed, at that price. So the sales are really to help people. And I know a lot of people get frustrated by it, but, you guys don't get the emails that I get from elderly people that's on fixed incomes that really can't afford it. And of course, a lot of people say, well, you should put it out for free. But as you can see, I can't put the type of content that I put in the DVDs out on YouTube because it gets taken down. And I can't very well just, send out DVDs for free and, what have you at a cost to myself. So it is what it is on that. I appreciate everybody who takes the time to purchase and support. But I'm not Walmart. So I don't have 6,000 stores around the world. I can't do rollbacks. I can't make up that difference. So a lot of people wouldn't send an email to Walmart because they paid $9.99 for something one week and then they seen it on sale for $4.99 the next week. You're not going to send Walmart an email and say, hey, what's up with that? Phil cheated. So, you don't do it to the white man, don't do it to me. Had a couple people send actual emails about the sale, because they paid full price for it before. But as I said, as with any other company, sales is a must. You have to really look out for people who are in certain positions. And I have, young kids, as well as elderly people who actually watch and want to support. So I appreciate the support from everybody. This is not a spit in the face to everybody who buys day one and supports from day one. I really appreciate you guys' support. But, as I said, it is what it is with this type of business. I'm not huge to be able to do stuff like that. But also, I've been talking about the clothes for a minute. I did launch Kemet Conscious Clothing. The link is in the description. There is a lot more coming as far as clothes and shoes. Everything else you see up there, I get from wholesale manufacturers. If you watch the Personal Economics series, I talked about this. I've been selling online for years, as I talked about. Now, the wholesale manufacturers that I buy from are Jamaican and from Africa, companies like Islandware and Global Lover, as well as Japanese companies, Singapore, Vietnamese, Hong Kong as well. I purchase wholesale clothes and shoes from all these companies. And, you'll see it on the site, as well as shirts that I design, and coming soon, more shoes and pants and hats as well. But what's up now is, what's launching right now. So take a look, and I appreciate everybody who supports all that. So, that aside, let me get into the video and really get into this question that I've been getting from so many people about, reincarnation. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, I put up a post the other day about reincarnation in response to a lot of questions I get in my DM about reincarnation. I talked about, and that's Game, the Bible and Christianity finally explained about what the Bible is revealing to us and what it's really talking about as far as the female womb and what it's really all about. So, as I said in the post, you got to really think about it. When we criticize people, we talk about people that worship this God that's giving you all these promises. The Bible talks about in Matthew, praying you shall receive. It's almost like a cruel joke that, this whole God and Jesus exists. And we all know as rational people that we're not receiving anything from them because they don't exist. We talk about the whole thing. We've been talking about it for centuries, about the fact that people who seemingly have common sense worship this God that they know damn well does not exist. It's a cruel joke. But at the same token, you have a lot of people that's really pushing reincarnation as a must, as something that we should really just, accept. And that's not the point that I wanted people to get, in the videos. You got to understand that reincarnation, as the ancients talked about, which many ancient civilizations talked about it, the Buddhists talk about it as well as the ancient Egyptians. But the whole point is for you to escape reincarnation, to not come back. And that's kind of sort of, one of the things I really like to hint on in the videos for you to really understand what that entails and how deep it is. So my point to a lot of the Christians who say that, whether I worship God or not, they believe that they're still going to get into heaven. They believe that because they say they worship God, or because they believe, they somehow have faith that he exists, that it's going to get them into heaven. So they say things all the time. You've heard it plenty of times, that if I'm wrong, what can happen? But if they're right, they go to heaven, which don't make sense if you're not actually following the religion and truth the way you're supposed to. Then obviously you're not going to go according to the book that they don't read. But, I don't want people believing that reincarnation is something that's supposed to happen. It's just, to me, it's just as sick as Christianity to me, to believe that you're supposed to have this experience here in this life, this existence of love and this experience. It's so much that you go through, in your life, to die, reincarnate with absolutely no memory of it. That's just as sick as, believing in this Jesus and Bible to me. So in John 3, we know what Jesus is talking about, being born again. Truly, I tell you, you must be born again. Unless a man comes from a woman's womb or enters in a woman's womb, he cannot see the kingdom of God. And this is what it's telling you. And, be born again. The kingdom of God is the female's womb. So when the Bible, again, is talking about that the kingdom of heaven is within you. And this is what people are not getting. When you die, reincarnation, you start again. You are born again. You come back here. It's hard for a lot of people to put that, together, because it's so simple. It's literal. And it's given to you clear as day. But people, for some reason, don't want to acknowledge the truth. The simple fact that you come from your mom. I don't care how you want to slice that. You can't find a person on this planet that wasn't born from a woman's womb. And plain and simple, it's the same way you come back here. Now, in meditation and consciousness, we talked about that process of the energy transfer and what's taking place there. See, the thing is, people believe that because this explanation is not explained mainstream, it has no merit to it. A lot of people want to run with the mainstream version of how we got here and our purpose here, which is religion, the Bible. So, it's people's ignorance of facts and energy and spirituality, and them not understanding, what's really going on, that they just simply believe that, you go to heaven. And born again means that, you just stop being bad and now you're good. When you can't find a Christian that has stopped being bad or stopped sinning and now is following the Bible according to what it says is right before God. So, these are simple things, and it's stuff you just got to wrap your head around and be real with yourself about. It's telling you clear as day, born again. Where you come from, woman's womb. Go back to the ancient Egyptians, what they talked about, the woman's womb, the Ankh of life, reincarnation, rebirth. It's all giving you the same thing as far as the aspect of reincarnation and escaping it. So this goes deeper than just understanding that, but it's a lot more to it, because you have to understand that it wasn't always like this. As I talked about in my post, it wasn't always this way. And there are ramifications of time. There are issues with time when you understand what time really is. So we're going to really get into a video about time. I think I have if I can put it on YouTube, I'll try to put it on YouTube, but it's going to be a DVD or probably a video about time that I really want people to understand what that really entails and what that really is about, because it's deep. It's creepy almost when you really get into it. But it's one of the things that does not have a dual nature, and that is probably the only thing I can think of that does not have a dual nature to it is time itself. So when you start really getting into those aspects and understanding how things was on this planet a long time ago, according to the ancients, the fact that we dealing with this whole thing tells us clear as day that something happened, and there's some kind of beings or bad guy, whatever you want to call it, that is behind what we're seeing today. And as far as the aspect of reincarnation, it's definitely not something you want to be looking forward to. So the thing that is really keeping people from exposing or fighting for the truth is that simple fact that they believe this stuff is going to happen later, that they're not going to be around for it. And as I talk about, you will not be around for it probably in this lifetime, but in the next, with no memory of what you know now. So your best bet is while you getting this information now and you gathering it and you starting to build an understanding to go full force with it, to keep going, because you're not going to have it with you in this next lifetime. You have to deal with the world that we're leaving behind, plain and simple. And it just gets so deep when you really understand how far back these lies go and the people that is behind them, who are the same people from, the beginning. And that's just crazy when you really think about it, but it's the truth. So you got to really think about what motivates a person, as I talk about, to follow a plan that they're not going to see through in their lifetime. What kind of motivation is that? We do not have that same kind of motivation as Black people, and that is our problem, because we think it's a joke. We think it's a game that, people play with this stuff. And, I put a lot of time into this information to get it out to you. So I don't think, I don't play with it. I don't take it lightly. I'm really serious about everything that I talk about, and I put a lot of time and effort into what I do. Now, a lot of this stuff is things that we go through every day, that we deal with every day. You deal with death every single day. You reincarnate kind of, sort of, every single day, when you go to sleep. And this is just, again, one of the things that people, we shoo away, because we don't really get any teaching or any information, especially mainstream, about dreams. And it's the most amazing thing that happens to us every day. So again, when you think about the process of death itself, what happens when you die? You go to sleep. But it's not sleep. You never waking up again. The same process, the same thing that happens at death, you do every night. You are unconscious. We call it sleep. But your body is still animated because your spirit, your energy is still within. Your body is, physically fit enough to sustain the soul. So you're still here. At death, it leaves. But it's that same process of you laying down and you not moving, for the people that is dead. But when you sleep, it's basically the same process. You're not conscious. You'll never be conscious again at death in that body. So what happens? You dream. Go to sleep, you dream. It's that dream world. You are not in control in that world. Your subconscious is. And that is the whole trick. That is the whole key to it all. Now, if you think about it, death, the same thing. You're dead, you're gone. Your spirit leaves, but you have no thought, no memory of that death. That's kind of sort of what the Sixth Sense movie was trying to hint to people, the people who actually got that point. He was dead the whole time and never realized it until he realized it at the end. But he was dead the whole time. And it's basically how dreams be. You in a dream, you don't realize at the moment, as I talk about, in reality, you're in the bed. You are asleep wherever you sleep at. You're going about the dream thinking it is real. And it will be the same at death until you reincarnate. Until your subconscious that has all the information, all the knowledge, is literally coded, locked within your DNA itself, this code. Talked about this in, I forget what DVD, I got so many now. But we talked about this. Until everything is unlocked, at death your DNA is supposed to unlock and release the energy, what we call the soul, which has that knowledge, your subconscious, which, as I talked about, is for the men, your feminine energy is locked away within your subconscious. For the woman, your masculine energy is locked away within your subconscious. This is the whole parable of yin and yang, male and female, feminine negative energy, masculine positive energy, and that how it's supposed to be one. So, as I talked about during sex, the reason why you create life is because during sex, the man unlocks the masculine energy within the woman, and the woman unlocks the feminine energy within the man, which is our true self, our true being, as I talked about with Genesis. When God is saying, let us make man, he is gender neutral. God is talking about himself in Genesis. Male and female created he, them is talking about the soul, talking about what you really are. It's talking about the process from consciousness creating the energy, which is us. our true self, dualistic, male and female, which is why you have that in Genesis 1, male and female being created, but they're telling you that the first people was Adam and Eve. So when you get the parable, when it's talking about in Genesis 1, male and female, it's talking about your masculine and feminine energy, which is the true you, the spirit created first. And then in Genesis with Adam and Eve, the flesh, being created. So you have the spiritual, which is us true, and then being put in flesh. And we got into all this in previous videos. But when you understand that and you bring it all back to the dream world and death itself, it is what is taking place. So your subconscious having all the knowledge, all the information stored within it, you not having control of it, your subconscious is forced to reincarnate, not just because you not having the power and the knowledge to do so, but because this place is rigged for it to come back. And that's another thing, we got into and we'll get into further. It's rigged. So in order for you to break free of this trap, this planned net, a net is a trap. For you to break free of it, you must have full power, full control, and unity of the masculine and feminine, the dualistic true nature of us, in order to be fully conscious, which you are not in the dream world, but you want to be. That is it. You do that, and you go. You escape. You don't have to reincarnate back here. It's a lot more to all of this. But when you see, for those of you who actually do the research and really get into it, when you see what Osiris is telling you, this is what he's telling you, And I talked about before how a lot of people was pointing to the Giza pyramids and everything as being some kind of alignment about the end of the world, when really it's actually a map telling you to escape here. When you put it all together with what Osiris is talking about, we're going to get into this in previous videos and later videos. It's telling you to leave, not to come back here. And we can take that in a literal sense, or as some kind of a way to tell people that the next step is that way.